Hi, my loves. Welcome to another episode of Richie's Rainbow Ride. So I know a lot of you have been missing Sparkles, and Sparkles is here today. So we're just gonna go over a few things. First thing we're gonna talk about is self-love. A lot of stuff that's getting cleared out of our spectrums for some of us out there are that realization that we can love ourselves and we can trust ourselves. And in doing so, that's trusting in our higher connections. So for those of you out there going through that, I feel you guys, and it is it is wani sho po kiaratasha. Dus uzubu osho go asiaroto osha po kisia na arata. Shiria liasa shokirata asa. Mu oso yusu shokoroto soriata roto sho zono oso yoko. I had no intention of doing an activation in this video, but that wanted to come out with those beautiful, fabulous wings of everything. But what I'm really being guided and pushed to share, it's more guided, but it's gentle nudging, is to talk about the stuff that's going on in the energies right now. For those of you that have been feeling the planets moving, the shifting, the planetary alignments, interdimensional pulls, interrealming pulls, I understand where you're at, and it's just some confirmation for you guys out there. And also to mention the 3 sets of codes that came through, the atomic codes, the cosmic codes, and hold on one second, I've got to look because that third one is eluding me for some reason. Yeah, I'm like, book power. One second, guys. Where is it? So we have, consciousness codes. So for you guys out there, it's just, again, confirmation. So whatever that resonates with you, it comes through as that for me. That's the terminology that I get. So however it's coming through for you guys, it's just how it translates down for you. So I also am talking about the celestials. I have mentioned them a few times before, and my journey kind of through choices that I had made along my path. I can leave it at blah, 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 and move through that spectrum. But the celestials, oh, really? The realm of great observers, wisdom walkers, indicative of the Cassiopeians. Is that how I say that? Yeah, right? Yeah. And Mercury retrograde, with what's going on, I'm getting like all these different information to speak about. So with Mercury retrograde, if you're experiencing things beforehand, we're in what's called the shadow. I'm going to just call it the shadow grade, where for some of us, it's amping up to clear for very specific reasons because of the July energies that are coming through following by Lyran Gate, the great Lion's Gates. So 8/8 double infinity, and we are in the year of 2019, which 2018 was the year of infinite possibilities. 2019 is the year of building those possibilities, and again, we are being given chances to do things over, and it's not just one specific thing. It's a bunch of things. I'm playing with my book. And I have to just mention butterflies out there for you guys. And with all of that stuff going on, you may be saying, I've kind of had this moment before, but you're actually able to see the newer choicing in your moment. And I also need to speak about some Palladian aspects for you guys out there. Palladians come in all different forms. So if you're in your meditation or you have a guide that shows up, or you feel an energy pulse through your environment, and it feels really strong, always ask what's going on, and you will get an answer. You just remember, always got to ask. And there is a lot of Palladian activity. It's not as hardcore. Right now we are in Syrian energies, like okay, so like if this is Gaia, like Syrian is hello, like the closest they've been in a really, really, like guys, really long time. To the point where like there was a beetle that flew into my spectrum yesterday when me and a fellow Syrian energy kind of vibed up together while I was at work, and it was totally just beautiful and joyous. But yeah, and then also we've been talking about this for a while. We're gonna call it the Great Awakening activation. There is a booty ton. We're gonna call it a booty ton of light workers coming online, and they are ranging from literally the age of 5 to the age of the end age is inconsequential because it's but I can say 65, but it can go higher than that. So just be mindful out there when some of these newer awakened energies, these newer awakened beings are there. Some will awaken and just be like, chill, man, yo. Others will kind of go through what I just call like static shock. And just be mindful that they're all playing their own roles and they all have their own things to add to the spectrum, but also knowing about your choices, who you're choosing to work with. And if someone's bringing you a message that doesn't feel right, using your discernment and really checking in with your higher ups and going, okay, I know I'm doing this, but this message doesn't feel like mine. Like you'll just kind of know. And that kind of correlates back to what I was saying about trusting yourself and loving yourself and knowing it's okay. I've been doing some massive clearing on my ends, and I'm like really grateful for all of that. And the Mantains are here too, and this is going on, as we're all aware, all over the world. Elders of light are here to monitor, to hold hands, excuse me. And it just call in your tribes. By calling them in, you will find people in your vibrational spectrum. And when you see somebody is in a very different path and you can see their timeline, or you can see what energy they're running on, you can either choose to graciously guide them, choose to stay neutral, but you can also choose to pass judgment, which we all know how judgment works. So I am totally clearing out self-judgment, which is just indicative of a lot of the stuff that I experienced in this lifetime, plus a lot of past lifetimes. And like I said, you'll just know who you should work with and who you can associate with, and who you should maybe keep some distance from, but always be in that loving aspects, that loving perspective. I cut this off. I cut the hair. It's okay to feel pretty. It's okay to love your body. It actually promotes even a higher vibration. So, self-care is self-love, and self-love of oneself is self-love of all selves, because we are all connected at the end of the day. We are all coming from one greater creator source. So, I think that's it for now. I mean, that was like I was in total serious vibe on that one. No pun intended, serious. But yeah, it's just to kind of like just be aware of what's going on. And it just, Gaia is moving up in her vibration, and those of you that are jumping back and forth between Sedona and Hawaii, something about moving the Andaras with you guys and sharing that Andara knowledge. Like I know I speak about Andaras a lot these days, but they really they're a part of you. I'm gonna explain it like that. They're a part of you, and you'll know because it feels like a part of you came home. and it just like continues to sync up and all of that amazingness. And be aware of your words, be aware of how you state what you're going through. If you're moving through things and you're clearing things, if you turn around and you say things like, oh, it's hard, that's how your perception's going to be, and that's what the universe will reflect back to you. If you just say, I understand, I'm clearing, this is for me, this is for the greater good, for my highest vibrational path, you know, it will help clear it out of your spectrum, and it gets easier as we continue. It does get easier, and you're gonna cry, like you're gonna cry, like I cry, and you know, but it's so interesting, like the tears come through, and I tell this whenever I'm doing like readings or even behind the hair chair for people. I'm like, let those tears run. You know, everyone's always like, oh, wipe your face, wipe your face. Let those tears run. They're healing. They really just, they're innocent. They're tears of the innocent, and they're transmuting. So by letting them run over your beautiful vessel, your beautiful skin, I'm gonna use the word epidermis, it's healing, and you'll know when it's time to kind of just wipe it away and just be like, you know, okay, that it served its purpose. And for some of you out there, you can even keep some of your tears and use them for things, because there's so much that's coming through. Please keep your journals. Please create what you're guided to build. Please shatter those fear glass doors, because what's on the other side is it's not what we think it looks like. A lot of what we think is programming from this lifetime, from past lifetimes, and it's indicative of the structure of society. So, you know, boundaries, I have to speak about boundaries too, and cord cutting. You know, we can unintentionally create a cord, but we can then intentionally cut that cord, and then we can become more aware of intentionally creating cords. And it's been a little bit of a journey for me as well. And how long you will honor a cord before you go, you know, I release this person with love, and I send them light. You know, I send them love, and I send them light. And it's feeling it. It's not just saying, oh, I send you love and light. And you're going to feel a difference. Oh, I'm sending them love and light. You feel that? And then I'm sending them love and light. You know, you can even hear it in my throat chakra, my vocal release, that star resonance. It's just like, I can feel that spectrum, and you'll see that people will keep pushing your boundaries, and you get to choose how you interact. You know, your response could be, I'm just not going to respond, or your response could be, thank you, I love you, no. Or you can choose to get a little like, I keep going to like Mars Attacks when they make that sound for some reason. It's so funny. Just gonna drop that in the spectrum, guys. But yeah, remember, everything comes down to choices, and we are all here raising the vibration of Gaia and of humanity. And for those of you out there that are working with the higher consciousness, if you're getting things that just feel right, but you're looking for validation, this is your form of validation. So like, I'm being kind of told to just do this visual. Here's Gaia, and like poof, 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 poof around Gaia. And I'm leaving it at that. So much love, my loves. And for my Fae family out there, Fae lovers, Fae workers, call on your girls or your boys, however you refer to them. I call them my girls because, you know, a whole bunch of stuff over here. I'm just saying. Anyway, I love you guys, and bus uyuro ayarata asha zu uriata maakirata. From the higher ups, much love to all of you guys out there, and meditate. It goes a long way. And for you Reiki workers out there, self-healing. And for those of you that are not attuned, you can also practice just self-healing, you know, just practice self-healing. Feel where your body wants you to place some of your own light, and pull that light down from source, and just move the light there. Yeah. Interesting. I love you guys. We got this, dudes and dudettes. And keep on keeping on, yeah. Poporini arayo kuro ushuri namo harayo hirato poro asharo. I love you guys. Just for those of you out there that have completely missed fabulous sparkles. Close up. I love you guys.